Welcome to Feed the Beast. I am Gameactive, and I have made so much progress from where I was before Amzed bombed my house. You would not believe it. Just looking around, you can already tell I've made a ton of progress. I mean, I've built an entire house, albeit that the roof isn't entirely finished yet. I found a gigantic mountain ridge biome. I couldn't get the right name off the top of my head for some reason. I constructed a quarry, although it's not running yet due to reasons. Built a couple of portals, one for the Nether, one for the Twilight Forest. And if you go over here, you can see my little hovel that leads down into a cave. Now, before I get started on anything else today, I do want to introduce the new machines that Desmo never ended up making. Now, for one thing, over here we have an aqueous accumulator. It's pretty simple, it just gathers water and puts it into these steam engines. Then we have liquid transposer, which basically puts liquids into and takes liquids out of objects. Magma crucible, which is useful for a number of things, including making lava from let me show you recipes. Netherrack, cobblestone, and then you can also make redstone, molten ender. A number of helpful things that are useful for various purposes, like for example, these are energy conduits. You can fill them with the molten redstone. And then the induction smelter, which is used to create a number of things, namely in terms of metals. And then if we walk inside my house, which I have never... I don't know why I like putting the walls and designing the... I don't know why I like designing my houses like this. I was going to make it out of standard cobble, but since I found a mountain ridge, I decided why not make use of the red rocks. I also made these little lamps for pretty much no reason other than just I had a lot of iron. And then both these are the pulverizer and powered furnace. Desmo had both of those, and this is a sawmill. So basically what a sawmill does, hold on, is it takes logs from when you chop down trees, and it basically it's like a macerator for the wooden logs. You won't see it on the output because I have it outputting straight to this chest, but it basically makes 6 planks per log instead of the usual 4, as you can see right there. And it also produces sawdust, which you can make compressed sawdust out of, and then you can smelt that to make charcoal. Anyway, there's also this alloy furnace, which is used for making things, and then the slag furnace, which I'm not using. Project table, a lot of crafting tables. Niter and slag aren't really that important. Nothing really else to report. Overclocker upgrades. Desmo never made any overclocker upgrade, and it's quite a shame due to how cheap it is. I mean, look at that. 10k coolant cells, which are basically something water related surrounded by a bunch of tin. They're very cheap, and I don't know why Desmo doesn't make them. Just 1 or 2 doesn't increase the EU cost to the point of breaking the bank. I mean, I have one in each of my machines that will accept it, and it's not running me out of EU even though I only have a single generator powering all of this. And then here's a canning machine, which is where I got these filled tin cans from. It's used for a couple of other things as well, but namely for the fact that you can put food in tin cans in there in order to make the canned food, which is eaten faster and also restores health. Anyway, I was going to begin Thaumcraft at some point, so I started making a room, and I made this arcane table with the apprentice's wand, but I haven't finished the room yet. And here we have a coke oven. No, it's not like cocaine. We aren't making drugs in Minecraft, no. It's for making coal, coke, and creosote oil. I had the oil all pumped out into this nice little tank. The oil is used for a number of things. It can be used to power a liquid-fueled firebox like that one, or it can be used in the process of making rails. Thus, it's required that you use creosote oil in order to make the standard variety of track in the game. I don't especially like it, but since it is quite a bit more resource efficient in other terms, yeah, I do appreciate it. And this is the blast furnace, which is used for producing steel. Desmo expressed an interest in steel at some point during the series. I guess he just never got around to making a blast furnace, even though it is not too resource heavy. And then here we have a fermenter. Not sure if Desmo ever showed one off. This one is used for the production of biomass. I'm not sure if they're used for anything else. I just have sugarcane and fertilizer in there. Then we have a still, which would turn the biomass into biofuel, except it's not running. And then I have that output into this tank, which will pump into the steam boiler. Now what the steam boiler does is it obviously boils water in order to make steam. Right now it's completely cold. And it's turning night. I'll fix that soon. Then we've got these industrial steam engines, which will eventually be powering that quarry you saw off in the distance. Now, you may be asking how I'm going to get all the power over there when the redstone energy conduits probably aren't the cheapest thing in the world, and the pipes are terribly inefficient. But I'll get to that when I get to that. And then I made a set of power armor, because I thought it would be convenient. Normally I would have gone Quantium, but I like the fact that you can color the power armor, despite the fact that I also hate the weight mechanics so much. I mean, seriously. The one reason I do not like using this equipment is that there's the weight factor. But oh well, you can't always win. And yes, I did install Camera Studio, which is how I did those cool cinematic shots at the beginning of the video. Anyway, this is the last. It's technically not a machine, it's a personal safe. No, the deal with the personal safe is it's kind of like an ender chest, except not really. Because nobody else can open it. And, nobody else can open it. It has the same amount of inventory space as a double chest. And, it's extremely immune to explosions. But you can't access they don't have a shared inventory, so basically, if you really wanted to keep your diamonds away from somebody else on a server, you could just put them in here. As for now, I don't have enough diamonds for that to be of concern, so I could just dump a couple of other things in there. And yes, I made a mining turtle and a rolling machine, and I don't have them out doing stuff. The mining turtle requires chunk loaders, which I don't have chunk loaders yet. Those are a bit too expensive right now. And then these lamps. I took that little comment Desmo made in, I want to say it was episode 25, when he went out to that, I want to call it the water temple, where he made a comment about installing lamps in the box. So I just basically took the same design of the box and made some cool lamps out of them. I don't know why I did that, considering I already have sufficient lighting in this room in order to keep the mobs away, but regardless. This is my little farm. I got pretty much every type of plantable crop that I know of in the game. So, got lag spikes. That's new. Then we've also got the basic vanilla crops, including pumpkins and melons, some flax, corn, and then the henequen. And if you're going to accuse me of stealing something from Desmo, let me assure you, anything that I did quote-unquote steal is either a renewable resource or something I wrote down in the log. And I will pay him back eventually. And as for new things that have happened since, not much really. I've basically been building up this house and gathering resources to build machines. That's pretty much what's been going on. And the thing about it is, I'm still not done. I wanted to have that quarry up and running before I released the first episode, but alas, some dreams just cannot come true. Also down here, I have a huge sugarcane plantation, and this is partially what to do with why I haven't gotten the quarry up and running yet, because I need a sugarcane harvester, which requires diamonds in order to make it. It also requires a thermatic fabricator, so I might want to get on that. And then I have a painting of a wither, because reasons. Anyway. I don't really have any plans for this episode, but as you can see in my inventory, I just got my power armor, gravity gun, which I'm not sure if any of you realized when Desmo lit his Twilight portal in that episode, when he got struck by the lightning, his gravity gun turned supercharged. Yeah, because that's what happens. And that will actually play a key role later when I decide to finally get around to tackling the Twilight Labyrinth. But as for now, it's just there. Cool feature. The fact that I put all this food in the cans, and the fact that I have torches and stuff, yeah, I probably was going to do something in the Twilight Forest. But you know what I probably should do? What I probably should do is go to the Nether and get that Nether Wart that me and Desmo never got on that trip we already took. And I have the difficulty on peaceful right now, but I'm going to want to change that if I do. And yeah, I took a brewing stand because it was supposed to be mine, but Omstead stole it before he blew up the house. I'm still trying to think of a good way to get back at him for that. I mean, sure, I could just return the favor and send TNT minecarts through his roof to see how he likes it. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm just not that kind of person. I don't know why I'd even consider making potions. I don't have the Nether Wart, and that's why I need to go back to the Nether. Oh yeah, and speaking of the Nether, I actually did build something new there. It is on the way, so... Also, I did set up a little lava pump here. The reason I don't have it pumping yet is because I haven't made the ender tank or chunk loaders. And the reason I keep bringing up the chunk loaders instead of world anchors is because they are far superior. You can make them load more chunks per chunk loader, and they also don't consume fuel. Although you can configure the world anchors to not consume fuel, I would just prefer to do chunk loaders because you don't have to do any config editing. Speaking of config editing, I have done a little bit of that. It's nothing major, just a couple of minor tweaks like the stack size of carts, because stacking things in 3 in Minecraft just doesn't make sense to me. So I changed that value to stack to 8 because that's a multiple of 8. But oh, those glowstone blocks look just so lonely. Yeah, I'm going to do them a favor and kind of. Also, this is scaffolding. I don't think Desmo ever made any. Hold on. What? Interruptions. Everybody wants to interrupt me. Okay. So yeah, scaffolding. I think it's only the closest time it's ever come to appearing in the Let's Play is at the end of Desmo's. At the end of the third. At the end of Oh my gosh, I suck. Anyway, scaffolding is a very neat block in that you can climb on it, and for that reason it's very good for making pillars. Like if you wanted to chop down a huge tree from the very top, you can just stack up a pillar of scaffolding, and it's also very cheap. And once you break the bottom block, it all falls down. That is what I really like about scaffolding. That's why, besides the climbing aspect, that's why I like it for pillaring. And just look at the recipe. It's so cheap. If you're using a mod pack that uses Greg Tech, the recipe is neutered to only produce 4 scaffolding, but it's still a good block. It can be used to block things, and you can even make iron scaffolding, which won't burn. And it might be more explosion resistant, I don't know. Anyway, yes, this is new. I built this entire structure just to be a blazed battle arena. Now the difficulty is on peaceful, so I might just want to... Oops. Just gonna... Should I set it on normal? I don't know. I'll set it on normal. Anyway, I just wanted to provide a safer place for battling these guys, because, you know, it wasn't very safe before. It was out in the open, and you could get ambushed just by walking through the portal. Now, one of the advantages of this arena is that the floor is made of nether brick covers instead of the blocks, so that it cannot be set on fire. Although it also causes some spawning issues with the spawner, so that's why I wanted to originally embed it into the floor, but I couldn't exactly do that due to the... Oh, jeez. Ah! Ambushed, 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 ambushed! Jeez. Anyway... Oh, give it a rest, guys. Okay, back to peaceful. Anyway, just wanted to... How did I do that? Okay. Also, just to show you... Yeah, you can eat them extremely fast. And, they also restore a little bit of health. You probably didn't see it because peaceful had already healed me at that point. But, yeah. And there they went. So, that's that. It did take a number of resources. Actually, I do want to put some more torches in here just to light the place up. Because, you know, it's only convenient. It would be really cool to have aluminum torches, but sulfur is kind of hard to come by en masse, so... Regardless, we're going to Omset's portal, which is down this way. I got totally lost in here the first time. Well, not lost in the fact that I couldn't find my way, but lost in the fact that I didn't know exactly where I was going. Now, I don't know why I turned the difficulty back on peaceful. I was going to search another fortress and kind of wanted to see about... just wanted a bit more of a challenge, you know. I've got melee assist on this claw, as Desmo calls it, and I've got basic plating on every piece of my armor. I would do advanced plating, but again, diamonds are expensive, and I don't have my quarry up and running. Oh, jeez! You can die! I also don't have the plasma cannon because that's expensive. Come on! Oh, there's a fire bat. Probably haven't seen one on Desmo series because he's always playing on peaceful. Where'd it go? I wanted to kill that thing. I wanted to kill that thing, dang it. Okay, so if I remember my tactic for finding more nether fortresses correctly, it's always going to be... It's typically going to be straight either straight along the east-west axis or straight along the north-south axis. Because I have searched this fortress quite a bit, but I never found any Nether Wart. Because that is a possibility that you'll find a fortress with no Nether Wart. And hello, you gotta die. Oh, hello, withered skeleton. Ah, wither. Yay, another blaze rod. Anyway, might not hurt to double check. You know, considering I've got some considerably better armor. I hear the blaze. It would probably be wise for me to probably make a soul shard for blazes, so that way we can retrofit the spawner we stole at the gravity gun to be the soul shard type of spawner. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to have any luck finding Nether Wart in this fortress. This blasted fortress won't help us one bit. Also, that's dangerous. Jump off! Also, I don't think I should be too concerned about getting lost, even if I'm too stupid to leave torches all over the place. Because all I gotta really remember is that, well, I headed straight north from... Ow! Go away, you stupid bat! Oh, he exploded. Okay.